What's up, everyone? How's it going? It's Sunday over here, and it's been, I think, a week since the Duchess 20X, and it's been about a month since the first Duchess 10X. So, rapid Duchess 10Xs, which is extremely unusual for a top champion. In fact, I don't think any top champion has seen 10X as frequently as Duchess recently. I think Valk or Lysandra were in 10Xs a lot last year. Anyway, this is a guide on how to build Duchess. I really want to thank Mac Chan and Boomer69. I think they really inspired me. I will try to link their videos below because they also have guides on Duchess, and they really inspired me to think about how to use Duchess. But their videos are often made for pros, and they go through it really quickly. Really quickly. Like if you miss a second, you miss a key information. So what I'll do is I'll do a slower version and explain in more detail why. Because I think they make a lot of assumptions that you play at the top end of the arena and you should know why. But here I will try to be more forgiving, let's say. So I've been fortunate enough in the last month to pull two Duchesses, one from each event, okay? That's extremely fortunate because 10x doesn't guarantee anything. So I've built both of them. You can see both of them here very differently. And I want to talk to you about why I've built them, how to use them, where you can use them, what team compositions, even perhaps more free-to-play compositions, and discuss to you in detail exactly why the gear is like this and why other combinations may not work as well. Okay, so the first Duchess that you will see here is a defensive Duchess. You can immediately tell by the power, but the power is only indicative of the resistance here at over 500, okay? Why do we need such high resistance? You might think, well, just to resist stuff. Not quite. This is just to resist one or two particular skills, and that is Warlord and Kaima, okay? Why? Because Warlord, if it locks out your entire team, you can't revive, you can't do any of the things, and their Warlord is likely to be fast, okay? So Warlord that is fast is usually not high accuracy, like usually 500 something. So if you can get 500 something resistance and you add a resist aura, you go over 600, your chances are you will resist their Warlord most of the times, okay? That's the reason. The same applies for Kaima. If they want to sleep your entire reaction-laden team, and then they want to hit you on turn 2 really hard, you might be able to resist them and do something on the counter. Okay, so these are the general ideas why you want to build a high resist Duchess, but one that is not like 700 or 800 resistance, because then they will bring increased accuracy, and then they will still beat you. Okay, so you're not here to resist Madame at 750. You're here only to resist the fast, reasonably high accuracy champions like Warlord and Kaima. Your questions might be, well, why can't they just build Warlord and Kaima to 700 accuracy? Then they can't get them over 300 speed. Okay. Your second question is, well, why can't they reduce their speed and build them higher accuracy? Yes, they can if they had a second or third Kaima and Warlord. But usually people only have one, maximum two, and they have other alternative builds to do. The problem with Raid is that you can't just change your masteries and your gear on the fly like you can in World of Warcraft, right? You can save kind of gear and mastery builds and just change them without any cost. You can't do that in Raid. So people fix their build and they only change them maybe once a week, let's say, at most. Okay, your second question might be, well, why can't they bring increased accuracy with their Warlord? They absolutely can, but now their increased accuracy champion has to be faster than their fastest Warlord and their fastest Kaima. That means they need a Yoshi that's like 330 speed, or they might need something like this, like Lady Kimmy, right? So if you have Lady Kimmy, she is absolutely fantastic. And I showcase her in a separate video. You see, you can get her to quite high speed, over 310, and she can lead your Warlord and Kaima, okay, because she also boosts speed. and boosts turn meter as well, and decreases the enemy's turn meter. So there are ways, but you can see how the choice is extremely limited now. You're talking about Lady Kimmy, you're talking about super fast Yoshis, and they might not want to bring that, because if they bring that, they only have 2 spots left, and that might not be enough to beat your team. So you create problems for them, and that's all you really want on the defense. You just want to create problems and force them down very narrow and very not perfect, not very desirable solutions. The second thing you will notice about this Duchess is that she has Swift Parry or SP gear. This is really important because as she's about to die, she survives an extra turn just to do revive, put extra shields up, etc. The third thing you will notice that she has one reaction accessory. Unfortunately, it's attack, but it has good resistance substats, so that's fine. I don't think I've been lucky enough, I'm not 100% sure, to have other reactions in Demon Spawn. I think I have a ring somewhere. So yeah, no, that's blood, so that's another amulet. Yeah, so I've been quite unlucky on Demon Spawn. This is the only reaction I can really get. In terms of her other stats, if you look at her health, this is by far one of the most important stats for a defensive Duchess. You want it 90, even 100k, because 2 reasons. Number one, she has really good base health. Look at the base health, 22k. It's very easy to scale her health, okay? 22k is usually for an HP champion, right? If you look at Mountain King, if you look at Asuka, these are the champions with over 20k base health. For a defense champion like Duchess, you see her defense is quite high, 1288. I know she's a support champion, but she's mainly defense focused. 22k HP is insane. Okay, the next thing you want to notice is her defense. We've put her defense around 3,400. Why is this? Why not 4,200, where diminishing returns really kick in? Why this value? Well, the problem is she is likely to get defense down from Madame or Ghostborn or whoever the enemy uses, and therefore her defense doesn't really matter that much, right? Sometimes they do bring just nukers without defense down, with just a weaken or something, or block debuffs or block buffs, but ideally I want this nearer to 4,000. Okay, ideally, but in order to get her health really high because of defense down and nuke, I couldn't get this stat, okay? And to get her resistance at 520 as well, right? Speed 223 is okay. What is the speed? Is a tricky one because you're kind of thinking about a few things here. First, you're thinking, I want my Duchess to go as often as possible, so I want her fast, right? Because she has long cooldowns in her skills, right? If you look at her skills, if you look at this revive, you know, it's 4 turns, right? When fully booked. So you want her not to be too slow. But then again, she also has reaction. So you want her not to be too fast because you want the reaction to count for as long as possible relative to the enemy high speed time, okay? Number 3 is that you want her to go before maybe some of your nukers because she places attack up, right? And Veil for Kendra. So you don't want her too slow either. So usually, in my experience, like 220 something is the minimum. Like ideally, you want her to be about 240 would be great, but not too fast. You don't want it to be 260, 270 or anything like that. Because defense, HP, resistance is more important. So that breaks down the kind of skills and artifacts. Now onto masteries. These masteries are somewhat ideal for Duchess. They're not the only ones, and there's definitely a lot of choice here. Generally speaking, we still think Timely Intervention is the best mastery for T6. Increases champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero drops below 25% HP. Okay, so you can trigger this a lot when you're on the defense, and because your Duchess is a little bit slow, like 220, 230, this really helps. Okay, this really helps your turn meter. So this also allows you to build a slower, tankier Duchess, but still get to cycle around skills a lot more. The other alternative is to do something like Unshakable with 50 resist. In my opinion, good substat gear easily gives you plus 50. Try to focus on working on your gear to get the 50 rather than to lose something as amazing as this turn meter manipulation. Other skills that are really essential is Cycle of Revenge to get extra turn meter when your allies take a critical hit. As well as Retribution has 50% chance to counterattack when this champion loses 25% of their max HP or more from a single enemy skill. This is super important, because Duchess A1 puts on massive shield for herself and her ally with the lowest HP. So getting as many A1s off from counterattacks like Retribution is super cool. If you could, you would probably take Deterrence as well, but the problem is, well, you need Cycle of Revenge a little bit more. This is not bad. Increase ally resist by 5 for each buff, as Duchess puts on quite a few buffs. Nothing else particularly screams as essential. Law Steel is not bad. All the others are pretty standard. Okay, so that covers the Duchess defense Duchess. Okay, so what I'll do is now, instead of going straight to the offense Duchess, I will show you my defense first, and that way you get an idea of how she works. And I will link other videos that show this defense more. So this defense is very much inspired by Mac Chan. He had this defense, probably 2 or 3 months ago. I've used it ever since. It doesn't, I think people have learnt it because I always have it on. I never change it. So people know how to beat it, but still people are still learning. I have it in midweek. At reset, I probably will change this a little bit, like add a hegemon to it. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how to build Duchess on defense. I hope that makes sense. If it's not, leave some comments in the comment section. Happy to talk to you about it, or come and find me on Discord. Then last weekend, just a few days ago, I managed to get a offensive Duchess. An offensive Duchess is super strong, super strong in the current meta. Why? So I've built her, she's not even fully built, right? You can see. She's not even in the best gear that I have, because she serves a purpose. I will explain in a minute, not through her gear, but through her abilities. Okay, and you can imagine what they might be, but I want to explain in detail. First, you will see a lot of slow teams, like the defensive team I showed you. Very slow teams that have a counter punch, like with Candropho, or with some other really strong attack, you know, go second attack team, right? Or go second strong defensive nuke team. Often this will kill your nuker, and it will keep killing your nuker even if you revive it. And it slows down your entire offense and actually makes things pretty challenging to a win. Certainly not a quick win. Duchess gets around all of that in a shield set. This was first heard by me. I first heard this when Boomer was talking about it a few days ago. And I thought, wow, that makes a lot of sense. The alternative for you to do is to do Brogni. Okay, so I was using Brogni. So if you look at Brogni, for example, 150 speed Brogni, if you put him in immunity, high resistance, he puts up a massive shield and attack up, right? So this skill here is very similar to Duchess. Places block debuffs, yes, Duchess does that. Increase attack, yes, Duchess does that. Also places a shield, right? So this is effectively trying to protect all your champions from enemy counterattacks like Candropho, which is really deadly. So Brogni does a really good job of this. So I've built 2 Brognis, fully masteried, fully geared, one in shield set for extra protection, and one in immunity with high resistance, okay, in case they bring a hegemon or something. So both, actually I think both are somewhat high resistance, okay. So that is the Brogni version. This is the Duchess version. It's a little bit stronger. Why? If you look at Duchess skill, again, block debuffs, same as Brogni, increase attacks, same as Brogni, but instead of a shield, she places Perfect Veil. Perfect Veil is much stronger because no matter when your champions attack, they will always be untargetable by the enemy, so that their Candraphone, their Rotos cannot target all your weaker Madames and Nukas. They have to target Duchess. But Duchess has a shield set on, right? Her base HP makes her really good in a shield set. 95k Duchess takes a lot of punching to get through, right? You need 2 or 3 Rotos attacks. Your Candraphone will weak hit on the Duchess, right? And the Duchess will also use her passive. This passive here. To decrease the damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%. So even if they have a Skull Crown or a Candraphone, their damage will be nerfed hugely, right? So Masteries, very similar. I think they're identical Mastery to the other Duchess, okay? So you can take a screenshot of that. That doesn't really matter, okay? What's really important is that she goes before your Nukas and she puts Perfect Veil up. And she has this beautiful shield. So when do you use her? You use her against slow teams that you know are super dangerous, super tanky, and you're going to be nuking rapidly over 2 or 3 or 4 turns, and you don't want any repercussions. You just want to nuke without caring about how the enemy might counterattack you. So we will demonstrate this. I mean, I really should increase. I haven't really worked on her, but you don't need to. You will see. You will see. So let's find some really slow teams, right? This is a great example. This is the first example of a slow team. So here we can see that we have a very classical build-up. We have a Kaimar that tries to put as many people to sleep as possible. Then that doesn't change any turn meters or put any buffs on you, so you shouldn't get frozen. And then you have Duchess leading the Madame and Folly. And then you cycle again, right? So that's the general idea. And we're going to weak hit on the Candraphone, but that's okay. That's okay, right? Because we have such a big shield up, we're not really bothered. Okay, and they can do anything they like. It doesn't matter. Because we just cycle this around and we just do, oh, okay, I haven't programmed my dam correctly. Apologies. Okay, so she can do her A3 now then. I need to program that properly. Okay, let's find another team and I will program properly. So, I think this is interesting. They'll be faster, but they're not speed tuned. I don't think they're speed tuned. I will make sure my AI is correct. So, first choice. First choice. Probably a tough team as well. Quite fast. So Duchess is pretty fast. Let's take it off auto because I want to direct my Folly attack. Okay, revive. Okay. Reset. That's fine. Put veil, perfect veil attack up again. Decrease them again. And then try to kill them again. Okay, so you're still alive, but everyone else is dead. Okay, another similar team. No Siffy this time, but an extra Necrit. Super annoying. Who do I want to kill? I want to kill Asuka first. Because of that protection. But killing Necrit is also a good choice. Because Necrit ally attack is super annoying with the Kandra A1. This thing here. You see? Super annoying. That stuff hurts, man. Okay, so I shouldn't have. I should not have done the folly A3 extra hit on Candra. I should have done it on Necrit Duchess. But Bulwark is also super annoying because Bulwark allows them to revive even though I have like block revive. So that's also super annoying. So this just takes a bit longer. I don't think I'll lose this at any given point. Just over a minute. Okay. I will also show you maybe because I'm running out of very slow defenses to attack. Like I'll show you my defense on auto against the enemy offense, like this one, Mad Stealth. Okay, so how long would I last if I just had it on auto, right? This is the Duchess defense that you've been looking for. So I'll do nothing. I'll provide commentary. Sleep, so they successfully slept all my champions, even my high resistance Duchess, so they probably have good accuracy or good luck. Okay. Good ally attack. Okay, nice, nice, okay. So that would be really annoying to them. That was a Tronda A2, but I have all my buffs up because without a Madame, I was able to put all my buffs up because their climber went so early, right? And then died. So that's not bad. 43-second defense victory with no interventions. Okay, so let's try another one like this. So this has a warlord, right? So see if they can lock out my Duchess. Yes, they did. So high accuracy warlord, less accurate on the Kai'Ma. Nice, nice. Everyone has really good teams now. Okay, so their main nuke is dead, but they can recycle and revive again, which is their main kind of go-to move. But I can just keep killing it, but it's on auto, so I can't decide what my Candra decides to target, right? I mean, if they had a spirit nuker, I think it would be stronger. So they keep locking out my skills, which is super annoying. That means really I have nothing going on for me except my Candra A1. So even at 600 something resistance, it's not enough. Like clearly they can build a 290 speed warlord that has enough accuracy. So this is actually gonna take a long time. But my objective is not to win. I'm on defense, right? So I'm just keeping them there until they get bored. So you can see that my defense is quite effective. I know it's the weekend, but a lot of people try against it, and still good, still good. So hopefully you guys found that useful. I hope you subscribe, and that if you have any comments or suggestions what videos to do next, let me know. Have a great weekend. Ciao.